10 lines on International Week of Science and Peace for students and children in English. Set 1. 10 lines on International Week of Science and Peace for kids. Set 1 is helpful for students of classes 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Number 1. International Week of Science in Peace is celebrated each year during the week where the 11th of November falls. Number 2. International Week of Science and Peace was observed for the first time in the year 1986. Number 3. The International Year of Peace was in the year 1986, and it was on this year that the International Week of Science and Peace was observed by the United Nations. Number 4. The importance of the International Week of Science and Peace is that science should be used to create peace in the world and a just society. Number 5. Science is such a miraculous tool that man has created that can be used both for good and bad, but unfortunately, in the last few years, it has been used for the destruction of our society. Number 6. Right from World War I, World War II, the Cold, the Arab Spring, the Korean War, and Vietnam War, the contribution of science towards death and destruction has been immense. Number 7. Promotion of peace through the application of science should be inculcated in schools and colleges for the children, and they should be taught about the importance of peace and harmony in our society right from the tender age. Number 8. The General Assembly of the United Nations and the member states encourage the development of institutions that promote science and peace in society. Number 9. The usage of the atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki is a perfect example of how science can be misused for death and destruction. Number 10. Science should be used for the betterment of society, improvement of the condition of global warming, reduction in climate change, and other such noble activities that will help future generations live in correlation with nature. Set 2. 10 lines on International Week of Science and Peace for school children. Set 2 is helpful for students of classes 6, 7 and 8. Number 1. Commitment to attaining goals that were proclaimed in the United Nations Declaration on Science and Use of Scientific Knowledge was done by the World Conference on Science in Budapest. Number 2. The reason behind celebrating World Science Day for Peace and Development has its backing from the role of science and scientists to create a sustainable society that involves the participation of citizens. Number 3. On the 10th of November every year, World Science Day for Peace and Development is celebrated by members of UNESCO. Number 4. Participation by member countries for an International Week of Science and Peace has been increasing exponentially every year, especially in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the importance of sustainable society from here on. Number 5. The advancement of science and technology should be in synchronization with the maintenance of peace and security in society, and the International Week of Science and Peace holds so much water. Number 6. Diplomats, leaders and scientists across the spectrum around the world come together this week to strategize a visionary plan for the future of our planet. Number 7. The UNESCO Science Report 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development was formed for sustainable development along with economic progress in every country. Number 8. The UNESCO Science Report analyzes the trends in science, technology, innovation, policy making, and diplomacy every 5 years and gives its recommendation to the member countries. Number 9. Every year, on the 10th of November, World Science Day for Peace and Development is celebrated to promote science and peace, since both of them are meant to go hand in hand. Number 10. Drawing attention to the various challenges that our scientific community faces in their scientific endeavor is one of the main objectives of the International Week of Science and Peace. Set 3. 10 lines on International Week of Science and Peace for higher class students. Set 3 is helpful for students of classes 9, 10, 11, 12 and competitive exams. Number 1. International Week of Science and Peace is celebrated in the week when the 11th of November falls every year, and also 11th of November is known as Armistice Day. Number 2. International Week of Science and Peace is meant to support individual scientists or institutions and give them all the support to use science and to leverage peace. Number 3. The International Week of Science and Peace's themes are not declared every year and it is autonomous, which means that individual members have their independence to choose the theme and style of celebration for the week. Number 4. Economic progression, environmental progression, and advancement in science and technology are the core themes of the International Week of Science and Peace every year. Number 5. We have witnessed how the world has changed due to COVID-19 pandemic, and now it is more important for science to be absorbed into everyday life to make our society a better place to live in. Number 6. The national and international community among the members to use science for the betterment of society is the core objective of the International Week of Science and Peace. Number 7. The COVID-19 pandemic has started the importance of the solidarity between countries across the world, and this week promotes those shared interests and science and technology to promote international solidarity. Number 8. Public awareness campaigns on the role of science in developing a peaceful and sustainable society are also an objective of World Science Day for Peace and Development. Number 9. This day is also fostered cooperation between scientific communities living across borders between enemy countries such as the Israeli Palestinian Science Organization IPSO. Number 10. We as a society should come together and use the advancements of science to leave behind a better planet for our children and grandchildren.